Hey, what's up, YouTube? Big Gob here with an interesting type of video. This isn't like our usual Smash videos or whatever. We're actually jumping back into the One Piece trading card game content for now. And this is actually a tournament match that I had against a very noble player named CrossAi, one of the best players in the world from what I see, and probably the best player in NA. So this is a very high stakes match, and we were actually playing in a treasure cup online. As you see, we're both using our webcams to play, and this was round 6. I believe we were both 4-1 at this point. I had just lost my 5th round to a Whitebeard player, um and I check my next match, and I have to fight Cross, and I see his name on the Best Coast Pairing website, and I'm like, oh snap, this is Cross. Like, I'm about to fight Cross. And this was a really crazy thing for me because as as a competitor, you always want to fight the best players, and being able to fight the best player in a circumstance where they're trying as hard as you are, where there's a lot on the line. This was honestly an honor to be able to play this match. So I asked if I could record the match beforehand, and he agreed. So we got a crazy game, Whitebeard versus Law, and we can see how it plays out. So here we go. So I believe I also lose dice roll, and he chooses to go second, obviously, so that he can get more Dawn, get more cards in hand, and so I don't have Red Rock on turn 2 or turn 1. So I play Izo turn 1. I grab Marco, which is crucial in this matchup. You play at turn 3 immediately to pop something. And I believe with his 2 Dawn, he plays. I think he plays Brook. I remember the early game being a little bit rough for both of us. So he plays Brook. Brook effect on Law. Doesn't really matter, and we pass his turn. So I swing 6 lead, and if I recall, I actually think I top decked this Izo that I just play. So I didn't have another Izo in play, so I think I was just gonna swing 7 and then pass. But we ended up grabbing Ace. So we kind of have our odd curve already planned out for us. We're gonna play Marco on turn 3, probably play Ace on turn 4. So we grab our life and we leave 2 Dawn up. And if you're familiar with One Piece, you know that these 2 Dawn up for the Red Hawk, so you can KO the Brook, and that it slows down Law's curve a bit. So because of that, he swings 6 with the Brook so that it doesn't get called out by the Red Hawk. And I actually end up taking that hit. I think I take up Fits. So I can just go to... Oh, I guess I kind of have to speed joke because I wasn't going to use it. So, to be honest, I think I should have taken that hit and just gone to 1 as fast as possible so that I wouldn't have any to counter out. Also, shout out to that Luffy Dawn right there. I was from the Gum Gum Fruit pack. We play the Marco, pop the Brook, and now Law's turn 3 with no board. This is actually like massive. There's no way that he could use his leader ability this turn, and if I have any way to remove his board the next turn, it's going to be very shambolic for him. So he plays Nami 1 Dawn, going into his 6 Dawn turn. Grab Sanji. And I asked him how many cards he had in his hand. I believe he has 9 after the Sanji. He plays Blocker Law, and I believe he bounces the Nami and then plays it again to get another search off. Oh, it plays the Beach. All right. So I think I just swing 6 with Marco, and then I believe I also swing 6 with Whitebeard. But I don't think I play Ace on this turn because I'm not going to get anything. All right. So he takes his life on the second 6K swing. I tap 2 Dawn for Crossfire, minus 4,000 to the Law. And if you're familiar, you already know what comes next. Bam, Marco, pop that Law right before the nerfs. Let's go. Take my life, go to 1. So I think this was honestly not the worst position, but I feel like he could pressure the Marco and take some cards out of my hand for sure. So maybe it was okay to not take that life. So I'm not at 0 for this turn. So now he's at 8 Dawn with only a Beach on board. This is a really, really good spot for me. But I feel like with Law and Law versus Whitebeard, sometimes it only takes to the last 2 turns after a bunch of chipping to really deal final blows. So he whiffs on the Nami. And I believe now he has like 6 or 7 cards in hand. Plays another Nami. Grabs Chopper. And I also think earlier on the last turn, I should have done the Crossfire first so that he couldn't block with the Law and then giving me what do you call it? Actually, no, I think it was fine because if he blocked with the Law early, I could have Crossfired it anyway, swung 2Ks with my Ezos, and then I could have still played my Marco and popped the Capone. So I think actually it was better that he didn't block because he would have lost so many resources and given me so much opportunity. So he plays Robin, and this Robin was actually really, really annoying for me just because I think I had a Fossa in hand that I wanted to play that I ended up not being able to play because of this Robin. So he switches to the restand Law, I believe, just because he wanted some more aggro. Because he literally had no board. So we're going into our 9 Dawn turn here. And I forget how this turn plays out. I think I leave a couple Dawn up for events so that I have some defense up. I don't think I think I also wanted to put the Marco down, or not the Marco, the Fossa down. But that Robin just makes it really, really annoying. And I'm afraid of the restand Law, so that's also pretty scary to deal with. But I think I actually do have a Crossfire in hand at this point that I planned on doing. So shout out to the worst generation, by the way. That's home team CFL Orlando. With that deck list, Crossfire I feel like really, really helped in this matchup. And I feel like it also helped in tons of other matchups like Rebecca. And just to pop these like Laws, super, super useful. I actually think I used it as well to pop to weaken a Garp against my last match, which was Lucci. And I was able to swing 2 at it with my Ezos. So very good. So here I swing 6 with my Marco. He countered out with the 2K Otama, and he's gonna give me another Otama. So I believe he has 3 in hand. Yeah, I think that was 3 in hand. So 3 in hand. I'm swinging 6 again. He blocks it. And I think here I'd probably, let's see what I end up doing. Did I play a 3rd Marco? I think I rested 5, so. Oh, Luffy, swinging 6 lead. So I think I wanted to do this just to be aggressive with my board so that he can't go to my life as much. And since he knows I have ace in hand, I feel like I can really turn the tables with this. So here he took the life, which I thought was pretty concerning because I have the Luffy, so I can swing 16 unblockable next turn. So I was like, I wonder like what's gonna happen. What can he do? I honestly at this point I felt like I just won, so I just needed to like live. So I'm doing the math right now, making sure if I want to play that Fossa, if I need the Dawn up, because I think I only had Rad and like a guard point in hand. I think I don't even know if I had Rad, but I ended up passing with 4 Dawn up, just in case I have like a Red Hawk in the life. And now he goes to 10 Dawn, and I believe he has 5 in hand now because he took the life and he blocked with one of the attacks and he just drew for turn. So 5 cards in hand. He has Restand Law and Robin, which is super annoying, and a blocker up. So I think a lot can happen here. So let's see. Now I think this is when the turn gets pretty tense. All right, he swings 6 with the Law, I believe, at leader, because there's no reason to swing anything else. And I want to say I have like 9 cards in hand right now, maybe 10. I haven't been keeping track since watching. Give him 1K for the speed Jill. And he swings 6 again at leader. And I even 1K Thatch. And this is when I kind of was like, whoa. Like he already played the kid rested, so he's obviously going to do the leader ability. And then here he has, I believe, 2 cards in hand, 2 or 3 cards in hand. And I'm just asking like how much Dawn he used just to keep track. Played 8 and then used 1 for the kid effect and then attached 1 to law. I was just wondering, I was like, how did that chopper get there? So I believe he has 3 or 2 in hand still. And we know we have that ace on board, so we can definitely weaken the kid. And I play easy to grab a Marco Blocker. I think this was a big mistake here because even with the Marco Blocker in my hand, I feel like if you were to restand that 8-drop kid, I would just be in shambles and not be able to live. So I had to find a way to really be aggressive and defensive at the same time because I didn't think that I could live another turn, especially with that Robin. I believe I had Fossil in hand. I couldn't live because of that Robin. So here, I believe I misplayed with that Izo too, because we already know I have ace in hand. So I think, so he has 4 in hand. Okay. I could have just played ace minus the kid, and if I do have crossfire in hand, I can minus the kid again, put the kid at 1, and then just swing at it with one of my Izos, since I already have a full board. So I could swing 2, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, which is probably like a guaranteed kill, I think. So I think I take a little bit to make this decision. And I tap 2 for the crossfire on the kid. So I have that kid at 4,000. Yeah, and if I kept the other Dawn up too as well, I would have had 1 Dawn extra. So I could swing 7 twice after I played the ace. So I swing 6 at 4. And he doesn't block it. I believe he just immediately gives it to me. I also believe at this point in the game, or what I could have done is instead of like playing that second Izo, I could have crossfired, swung 6 with the Marco, and then played ace, and then minus it, and then swung 2 2 2 2 6 6 6 7, which I think still would have been really good. So I could have an extra swing on the kid. Because he either gives me 2 cards here or he blocks, which is substantial for me. All right, and he chooses to block with the Capone. All right. And I swing 6 at it again. This is also another blunder. I should have played ace at this point over the Marco that's already swung, or probably over the Izo. I guess I was deciding whether or not I wanted to play the ace and just see how he responded because he had already so little cards in hand. All right, so he gives up 2 cards, and he has 2 cards in hand, and I believe even with math, I just win. I just math out now because he's at 4. I play ace, bring him down to 2. He has to give me a 2K, and then I just swing 6 6 7. And I believe he would give me the first one or block, and I would just swing to win the game. So I believe that's similar to what ends up happening. And I'm just doing some math real quick. Super tense situation here, so I just want to blunder it up, when I feel like the win's right in my hands. Yeah, there we go. That'll grab the 7 Dawn. Rest of 7 Dawn, play ace. Math adds up. Play ace over the Izo that I just played. Minus 3,000 the kid and the law, I believe. And I swing 2 at the kid who's at 1,000. So I think the only way he could have won here after my blunders is if he had 2 2Ks in hand. It was the only way I lost. I think so because he lets that die there, or he lets that die there, and then he blocks the second hit. Or he could give me a 2K there, block the next hit. I have to swing into it, and then he might have to give me another 2K. So that ends up being the game, and we end up winning. This was table 22, so we were pretty high up. Um, and yeah, that was our game versus Cross. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the match. Shout outs to Cross for being letting me record the game. Um, and shout out to everybody who honestly helped me throughout One Piece. Still, we're always still grinding, still playing. And we ended up getting 31st in this event, barely scraping by top 32. So it's super awesome that we went 7-2, and we're able to be a super crazy player while also placing and getting some prizes as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a rest of your day. Thank you.